Greetings. It's really a joy, it's a pleasure to be out here in nature in such a bright, sunshiny day and bringing to you this message that will change your life if you listen and you apply what has been taught to you. Today I really want to emphasize on this one particular thing that you must do to attract anything or manifest anything into your reality. You see, we're living in a world whereby we have certain responsibilities that we must take care of. And in order for us to do that, there's certain commodities that are needed. For example, every part of the world that you can go, there is a monetary system. There is a system of exchange. And everyone wants to survive. Everyone wants to feel well accomplished in life. Everyone wants to feel as if they're living a purposeful life. Well, I'm saying there are certain things that you must do. And that is why I'm going to share this particular one thing that is most important. And once you learn this one thing and you apply the knowledge that I'm going to share with you, you change. Everything will seem to be coming to you effortlessly. You wouldn't have the worries and the problems that other people have in their life because they do not know about this one thing that I'm going to speak about. And so, once you learn to have an open mind and you're willing to be disciplined, nothing, absolutely nothing can stop you from having anything that you desire in this world. Well, this one thing that I want to speak to you about is vibration. It is very, very important that you learn the secret of the universe as one who's having this human experience on this planet. Because if you do not learn the secret of the universe, you would be lost on this planet and you would live your life with no direction. You would live your life not knowing where to go or where to turn. And so you would be looking in all the wrong places for the phenomena of life. You would be looking in all the wrong places for this one thing that you're looking for, which is yourself. You're searching to find yourself. And that is why it's important for you to understand vibration. So the one thing which is an encouragement that I'm giving to you is that you must raise your vibration. This is the one thing you must do to attract anything that you desire in your reality. You must. It is very important. It is vital that you raise your vibration. It doesn't matter how many books you read. It doesn't matter how much knowledge you acquire. unless you raise your vibration. You'll never be able to be on the frequency whereby you can create your reality consciously. And that is why this one thing is raising your vibration. Well, let me lay the foundation for you, which is that the entire secret of the universe is based on energy, vibration, and frequency. And you are actually a mass of energy. And you vibrate on frequency. So whatsoever you would like to attract into your reality, you must match that frequency. And that is why you have to raise your vibration by being more disciplined. What do I mean by that? Well, for example, if someone wants to play the game of soccer, or they want to play the game of football, or the game of cricket, or any game for that matter, there's certain discipline that they must practice daily. There's certain things they must do daily. For example, if you want to live a healthy life, you have to hydrate daily, okay? And you have to exercise daily. So just as you will exercise your body to live a healthy life, so too you have to exercise your mind. So to raise your vibration, one thing you have to do is learn to quiet your chattering mind down. And before you could even learn to chatter your mind down, you will have to take responsibility for your thoughts and your actions. You'll have to understand that all is mind and everything is mental. That you are the cause of everything that's happening in your life. So once you understand that you are the cause, then you will know that you have to fix everything in your life by first fixing your mind. So when you start to learn to quiet your mind down, that is you starting to fix yourself. And so silence is power. And so if you will find a quiet place every single day of your life, and you're willing to spend between 5 to 10 minutes minimum, because let's say you're very busy and you do not have much time to spare, I'm saying to you, still you have no excuse. You can find between 5 to 10 minutes every day where you can find a quiet place where you can sit and you can indulge yourself in meditation or visualization or scripting or self-talk, conscious, deliberate, positive, uplifting self-talk. So my brothers and my sisters, once you're willing to raise your vibration, nothing will be able to stop you. For example, many of you who are listening to me, you may have formed my channel because you resonate with the teachings of Neville Goddard. And Neville Goddard claimed that he had these teachings from a mentor by the name of Abdullah. Well, Abdullah conveys something to Neville, which I'm actually conveying that same thing to you as a reminder. Because what Abdullah did, he taught Neville that he must raise his vibration. And he was teaching him to raise his vibration in the time of a Great Depression. And we are living in a time whereby inflation can go up. And every time the price of goods go up on the supermarket shelf, it is time for you to raise your vibration. Because if you never raise your vibration, you would remain in the same place, having the same mindset. Whether is it a limiting mindset? Once you vibrate on that frequency, that is what you will attract into your reality. For example, we live in a day and an age whereby we have access to the internet. We have access to a cell phone. Okay? And it is because of energy, vibration, and frequency. You can take a radio and you can turn that radio to a certain frequency. And based on the frequency you turn that radio would mean what station you would pick up. Well, your brain is like a signal station. As a matter of fact, your brain is a transmitter and a receiver of frequency. And your thoughts, they are vibrational frequency. That is why you have to raise your vibration to attract the things that you like to attract into your reality in 2025. You see, when people listen to the news and they hear news about tariff and deportation and all of these things, it put them into a vibration and frequency of fear. And fear is crippling. Fear will rob you of all your dreams in life. Fear will rob you of all of your potential. They want to keep your potential always lying dormant. And the tool they use to do that is fear. But I'm saying to you that love will always rise above fear. So you have to start by loving yourself. You have to start by believing in yourself and learn to understand how your mind works. Because your greatest possession on this earth is your mind. And as long as you understand how your mind works, you can change your life. Because you can change the vibration and you can change the frequency just by changing your mentality. Okay? You're told that as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. But if you just look at the heart as an organ that pumps blood around the body, you would miss your metaphysical self, which is your non-physical self, which is your real self. So you are not a human. You are just having a human experience. Your true essence is spirit, and you are having a human experience. That is why you have to go into the spiritual realm to live your life how you want it to be in this physical three-dimensional realm. This physical realm is only an out picturing. Okay, it's an illusion. But most people believe it to be real. That is why they do not know that they can shape their life whichever way they want it to be. So this one thing that you must do to manifest anything that you desire in this world is to raise your frequency. For example, we all use the telephone. But when Alexander Graham Bell had that idea and that burning desire, it was happening in the invisible world. It was just an idea. It was just something in his imagination. But he had the same knowledge that I'm sharing with you. And so Alexander Graham Bell started to work on his invention before anyone else. So he had to have certain knowledge of energy, vibration, and frequency to raise his frequency to know that he was going to bring a piece of invention that would touch the lives of all of humanity. The same thing with the aeroplane, with the Wright brothers, Orville and Wilbur Wright. When they had their vision to fly, as a matter of fact, they were preached upon by religious men who said that they were trying to be God because they wanted to fly. Because those religious men, they were not vibrating on that frequency. They didn't understand the power of vibration. And even to this day, many who have religious mindset, they are in a very low vibration because it will keep you in a limited way of thinking. But you are limitless. So when you tap into your limitless self, the things that you're going to produce in this life, it would benefit all of humanity. So everyone benefit from the automobile because one was willing, Henry Ford, he raised his frequency. Okay, Everyone talking about Elon Musk. What he's doing is based on he raising his frequency or his vibration. Okay. And then you have Terrence Howard. Okay, this black guy who used to be an actor in Hollywood. And the things that he is speaking, it is because he has vibrate also to a certain level of frequency also. Okay, and so some people would disagree with him because we hold to a theory from ever since. Okay, and our minds been infiltrated with people like Einstein and so on, and so we see them as genius and we never really see the genius in our own selves. So my brother and my sisters, it's only when you raise your vibration you will discover the genius that is within you. That is why I'm saying in 2025, do not get caught up with the news. Do not get caught up with the distractions, because there are many distractions that are out here to distract you from vibrating higher. So raise your frequency by practicing daily disciplines in your life. So doing these rituals like scripting, like affirmations, it is you building new neural pathways in your brain, because you have the reticular activating system that you must activate yourself. And the reason why you must do it yourself, because you are the generator of your life. You are the operator of your life. And also, you can be the destroyer of your life. That is G-O-D. You must accept your God self if you gonna raise your vibration. You must accept your creative and innovative self if you're gonna raise your vibration. You must get rid of all your limiting mindset if you gonna raise your vibration. And you must fix your belief system, because your belief system is what is giving you the results that you're getting in life. For example, I grew up in a country where most of the people, they have a colonial mentality, and they were taught to look at the outside for a savior. They believe a man gonna appear out of the sky one day and he's gonna come and he's gonna save them and he's gonna redeem them. And they separate themselves from this infinite intelligence. And when you separate yourself from this infinite intelligence, you are keeping yourself on a very low vibration. And so many of us were brainwashed in our formative years between the age of 1. As a matter of fact, from the time you come from your mother's womb right up to the age of 7 and 8, you were programmed. And that program was to keep you on a very low vibration. Okay, that is why up to this day, some people, they're already 40 years old, 50 years old, and they cannot get rid of having a political mindset, a religious mindset, a false educational mindset. They still hold on to intellectualism. And that is why they never practice to become more of a doer than a hearer. They ever learning but cannot come to the knowledge of the truth, because why? They're not self-disciplined. They're easily motivated. They're easily entertained, but they're not self-disciplined. So my brother and my sister, self-discipline is how you're going to definitely raise your frequency. So the main encouragement that I'm giving to you is to raise your frequency to manifest anything that you desire in 2025. That's as simple as I can be with you. Doesn't matter how much lectures Neville Goddard would have done. The entire lesson that he's saying that he learned from his mentor Abdullah was he learned how to raise his frequency. So when he used to imagine that he was in Barbados while he was in New York, and he had to work and he had to money, he was raising his vibration and frequency. Okay? So raising your vibration is very important. Okay? For everything vibrates, nothing rests. So Master the law of mentalism. Master the law of correspondence. Master the law of cause and effect. Master all the immutable divine laws. And you will know how to be the master of your life. Okay? So, the one thing is raising your vibration. Okay? And it all starts with you. There's no one to change but self. There's no one to blame but self. Love is the most powerful vibration there is. Start with self-love. Okay? There's someone here who says that they are vibrating on a higher frequency. And I can tell you that is true, because the fact that you are on this frequency right here, right now with me, it means that you have raised your vibration. And I'm saying to you that consistency is the key. So continue raising your frequency. Okay? Life should be a lesson from the time you're born till the day you leave. Okay? It's supposed to always be learning. Okay? And expanding. Okay? There's someone here who agrees, saying so it's true. It is so true. And truth will recognize truth, or real will recognize real. Okay? Only the deep calls to the deep, and only the deep could respond. Control your focus on thoughts, feelings, and assumption. Yeah, your feeling is very important, because, you know, based on your feeling would mean what vibration you're on and what frequency you're vibrating on. Okay? So certain beliefs will keep you on a certain vibration and frequency. That is why it is always better to say that I am rich than to say that I am poor. It is always better to say that I am strong than to say that I am weak. Okay? So these words that we speak every day can give a certain feeling. Okay? It is a better feeling to say that I am a multi-millionaire than to say that I am broke. Do not let the situations around you make you think that you're broke when you're born in this world being rich. You're born with all of your mental faculties. You're born with your will and your reasoning. You're born with your intuition. But above all, you're born with your imagination. And imagination is the only tool that has been used here on this planet to form, to shape, and to mold, to invent, to give us science and technology, to give us all of these things, to give us the richest man on the planet. It takes imagination. To give us the wisest man, it takes imagination. So, God in man is definitely man's awareness of being. Utilize your imagination by raising your frequency and attract whatsoever you desire into your reality. For as a man thinketh, so is he. So my brother, my sisters, I definitely would like to encourage you to reach out to me if you like to go deeper down the rabbit hole, because I offer one-on-one. You could check me out on an app called Faithia. Okay? And there's a lot of other teachers on that app. More than 100 more teachers are on that app. But if you choose me to be your mentor, I will definitely walk with you and take you deeper down the rabbit hole. Okay? So, I'm encouraging you to invest in yourself. And if you haven't read any of my books as yet, I will definitely encourage you to get my books. You can get books like Your Mood is Your Fortune, How to Turn Water into Wine, Meditate to Eradicate Poverty, and much more. Also, you have Spiritual Recipe for Better Living, The Secret Vagina, Mystery of the Virgin Birth. I want to teach you how to bring forth your own brainchild. You see, many people would say, oh, that is Henry Ford's brainchild. That is the Wright brothers' brainchild when they're speaking about the aeroplane. When they're speaking about PayPal and Tesla and all of these things, they would say that is Elon Musk's brainchild. But you can bring forth your brainchild also if you learn to raise your vibration and vibrate on the right frequency to attract the exact thing that you would have become you will definitely attract it into your reality. Because it's not just what you wish you're going to attract, it's that which you would have become, you will attract. Because you definitely have to match the frequency. So, with that being said, my brother and my sisters, also, I would like to encourage you to become a part of my Patreon community. I have a course there. It is called the Inner Sun Science and Technology to Create Your Reality Consciously. And along with that, I have a bonus course on self-concept. Self-concept is key. So, if what I'm saying have been a blessing to you and it really resonates with you, I will definitely encourage you to make sure that you share this video, you like and you comment. Because the more you share and you like and you comment, the more you participate. It is very good for the algorithm, and this message need to go to millions of people all around the world. There's so much people who need this message, and I also need you to walk along with me to get this message out to as many people as much as possible. Everyone have their different way of bringing it to you, but I'm bringing it the way how I would have experienced it. Okay, one who grew up in a colony where our people have been colonized, and most people have a colonial mentality, and most people practice secular Christianity that's pointing them to look outwardly, but I'm teaching to look inwardly. That's why most people in my country believe that I'm crazy and I've lost my mind. But I give thanks to people like you who are on this same journey with me. Let us walk together, because united we will stand, but divided we will fall. So with that being said, my brother, my sister, I'll see you in another life. Peace.